everybody. That was just a little sample of a loop that I've been working on, and we've been sampling out of the Intellijel Shapeshifter. What you heard there was some basic chords in chord mode, but for this first video I'm going to show you some of the bass sounds you can get out of it and go through a bit of an exercise of sampling some of those bass sounds and then putting them into a loop. Now, a bit about this unit. The Intellijel Shapeshifter allows you to output two different oscillators. And each can be associated with a variety of different wave tables that are built into the unit. The sound comes out of two different ports. Oscillator 1 comes out of where this yellow wire is plugged into, output 1, and the blue wire is for oscillator 2. For this video, we're just going to be using oscillator 1. These ports above are all controlled by some micro potentiometers, and these are for signal modulation. At the moment I have an LFO plugged into two of them. We have an LFO going into the modulation for shape 1, and then the yellow one is going into shape 2. These two knobs here control the shape, and when you have an LFO running into these, that will manipulate this function, and you can get some pretty cool effects out of that, especially if you're doing something like maybe a pad sound and you want it to modulate a little bit. You can do some pretty cool things with that. But for today we're just going to keep things simple, and what I would like to do is just run through a bit of a tutorial on how to sample some sounds in Machine Studio from the Shapeshifter. Okay, so we have this all patched up and ready to go. In the Machine Studio we are in sampling mode. This is a great little easy to use sampler, and it's going to capture after it detects the sound. And at the moment I'll just show you what we've got running here. So we're running oscillator 1. It's on a setting called LFO 21, and what that sounds like is this. You can switch over to chord mode if you're looking to do some kind of chord stabs. This one's in chord mode now, and it's tuned to a minor 7 chord, so here's what that sounds like. So I think I'm going to sample that. Just change the, you can notice that if you manipulate shave 1 you get a different sound quality out of it. I think I'm looking for something into sort of the mid, nothing too obnoxious, just a nice little chord stab there. So I think we're ready to sample that, and let's click start here. The machine is waiting for the chord, and we're just going to hit C. There we go. Chord has been sampled. There's our sample there, but I need to change the length of it because it goes on just a little bit too long. So we go into edit mode in the sampler in Machine, and we're going to drag the end of the sample to about where it tapers off. Okay. And we can hear what that sounds like. But if you listen closely, right at the end of that sample, it kind of makes a funny noise. Kind of just drops off abruptly. And we can fix that by using these functions on the bottom of the wave window, and there's one called fade out. So I'm going to click fade out, and what that's going to do is it's going to taper off that sample to have a smooth ending. So now it should sound a little better. There we go. So that's one of our samples captured. Next I'm just going to do a jump cut here, and we're going to do a little loop with that. Okay, so we got a bit of a drum loop here going, and I've got the sample set up, so here's what the drum loop sounds like. And we're just going to do a little pattern here with the chord stabs. Gotta change the length of that. There we go. Kind of like the way that sounds. So now I just want to sample a little bass line into there. So just do a jump cut here, and we'll do a little bass sampling. Okay, so we're back into the shapeshifter here, and I've just gone through and I think I've found a bass sound that I like. So we've taken it off chord mode, and now we've just got a punchy little bass. This is coming from a sound in the bank called gap saw. It's a nice punchy little sound, and you can cycle through, and that one's a little more less aggressive. Let's see what that sounds like actually. Let's try the other one I had before. Maybe the other one works better. I think I like this one called Flute 1. It's a nice little low end there. Alright, so we're going to sample that, so I'm going to go in and get the sampler ready. And we're going to hit C again. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Shorten this up a little bit, fade it out. There we go. That's pretty cool. Now, let's do a little bass line with it. I think we're just going to do a minor, sort of arpeggiated thing. Alright, here we go. And there's just a basic illustration of using the shapeshifter to sample some sounds off of it into the machine. And for the next video, we're going to talk about doing some interesting modulated pads with this, because this has a lot of great potential for modulating a very interesting wave sound. And I think I'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. I'll put up another video soon.